Good evening, I'm Dennis Woltering.
And I'm Lucy Bustamante. Crews began pumping cement into BP's blown-out well today, and the company says that the permanent seal could be complete by tomorrow.
While local leaders celebrate the milestone, some have harsh words for BP and the Coast Guard over the continuing cleanup effort. Scott Satchfield was the only reporter present at a contentious meeting between local officials and the Unified Command today. Here's the story.
In Gretna today, BP and Coast Guard officials met with several parish leaders to discuss how to move forward with oil spill recovery efforts after the blown-out well is permanently sealed. But the positive circumstances became overshadowed by more frustration. Plaquemines Parish President Billy Nungesser left early.
I walked out of the meeting because they're lying. The Coast Guard is lying and BP is lying.
Nungesser says Unified Command officials delivered conflicting details about the standing down of equipment in his parish, and he says too many out-of-state response workers are being brought in while local fishermen are out of work. The Coast Guard, Nungesser alleges, is ready to declare mission accomplished.
Smoke and mirrors. But because a guy wears a blue uniform, what he say we supposed to believe? We picked up 100 barrels this week. You know, when people say they don't really want the oil picked up, I gotta believe them.
As the meeting wrapped up, a Coast Guard official said he couldn't give us an interview. But local leaders spoke freely about what they describe as a new disconnect with Unified Command.
You know, we were under the impression that when we met a month ago and agreed to specific parts of a plan, that it would be implemented as we agreed to. Now we're learning now that things are possibly changing. It's very frustrating for all of the parishes that are involved here.
No one's letting them off the hook. The parish presidents met today to make sure that that message is clear and consistent from every municipality across the Gulf Coast.
In a week where state officials released new photos of oil contamination in several locations, the message from local leaders is clear. The fight is far from over.
Look, I tried. I stayed off TV for 30 days, and I bit my lip several times. This is not fair. It's not right. And the Coast Guard is wrong. They dead wrong, and so is BP.
A Coast Guard spokesperson acknowledges resources are being demobilized, but says that doesn't mean the recovery effort is finished. The spokesperson says Unified Command remains committed to working with local leaders. But JP Councilman Chris Roberts points out what he believes is a big problem with communication between the two sides. Roberts says from meeting to meeting, local leaders are working with a rotating cast of Unified Command personnel. Dennis and Lucy, he says one person will agree to something and then someone else will come in behind that person and change that.
Wow. All right. Thanks, Scott.